Hello, great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Pull up a chair. What are we doing? Well, it could be stitching, or dioramas, or dolls' houses, or embroidery, or art. Who knows? And maybe we might get the odd cat joining us. Hello, thanks for popping in. Today's Friday, and I'm joining in Flip Through Friday, hosted by Gwen at Gwen the Trash Witch. This is a journal that I've put together and made it myself. It's a repurposed journal from several other journals, and I've sewn it all together. And I'm going to use it to use as a journal for the dolls' houses that I am making. So I've got this grandfather clock, which somebody had the idea of turning into a doll's house, and they stripped it down, and then it was just stood empty in their garage. So I've acquired that one. And this is the original doll's house that I started with, and I was gifted that by my sister for my birthday 3 years ago. Yes, it has taken me 3 years to get this far. And it was the one that started it all off down a very rocky road, and that this is their latest acquisition, which was also gifted to me on iLucky. So I've wrote some backstories for each of the houses, and I'll go through that in a minute. And I have been collecting photographs, and also I have been collecting ephemera. Now each of those folders is absolutely jam-packed, and also I have been collecting ideas and designs. Now anybody that has been with me for a while will know that I used to do a lot of journaling, but I found it too much, and I needed to do something because I didn't want to give up completely. So what I've done is consolidated my journals into just a few. So these are the journals that I'm left with. And I did have a journal for each of the dioramas that I wanted to work on and for each of the dolls' houses. But as I say, it just got too much. So I've consolidated 3 houses into one journal, that is. Not one house. Oh gosh, no. So I'm just going to carry on talking while you watch me put the journal together. And I promise there will be a flick through at the end. So I thought it would be good to have a journal to put down ideas, jot down any designs or information, basically anything. And also to have progress photos. So the first one is the chateau, and that photo there is how the chateau was when I first received it. And as I say, it was a gift from my sister for my birthday, and it's had a couple of different forms, should we say. And when it originally came, it was just an empty shell, and I took it apart and put it back how I thought I wanted it, and then changed my mind and thought, no, I need to think about this very carefully, and I don't want to keep making the wrong decisions. Mistakes are fine, absolutely fine, and by no means does this need to be perfect. And so I started again. Not totally, but enough that I had to rethink some of my plans. So we are again starting the journals from scratch. So I'm going to start by, excuse me, adding some colour to this page because, well, just because I can. And I think maybe a nice watercolour yellow. What do you think? I think that'll look quite nice. Yellow's nice and cheery, isn't it? It reminds us of sunshine and spring and summer. How is it by you? We've had quite a sunny day today. It's been quite pleasant, which is a welcome change from all the rain that we've had. So I decided you didn't want to sit and watch me watercolour what is essentially a frame to the page. So I nipped off and did it quick, but now I'm back. So I'm going to stick down this this piece of paper, which it was a pack that I got. I'm not quite sure where I got them from, but it was a pack of papers. They're really pretty, different world maps. So this one is Europe, and it's got quite an antique vintage vibe going on, and I like that. So this is going down as the background, but the yellow just makes it pop out, I think. I've also added a little bit of yellow, orange in there, and a little bit of gold just to give it that little bit of pizzazz. And I think for this one we'll have before and after photos. Photos are just printed out on my little Kodak Polaroid printer, which I must say was a Christmas present a couple of years ago, and I have definitely made use of it. It's been amazing. I'm going to stick this down with some sticky tape if the sticky tape machine works. And yeah, I took a month off at the beginning of the year and kind of rejigged a lot of things, moved round, and I've kind of turned my bedroom into a craft room with a bed in it, and I've moved everything round so that I've got more room to work. So I've now got 2 desks and lots of new storage, and it's working out really, really well. And my desks are near the windows. I've got 2 windows, and the desks are near my windows, and I can see out into the trees. So it's actually really nice now. So I feel a lot better about it. And I think we're going to add a little bit more gold pizzazz. Just with a gold Sharpie just around the edges. I'm not using a ruler because I basically freehand most things. I'm not about being perfect. It's all about the organic flow, and yeah. If you like perfection, then that is absolutely fine, and you go ahead. But I can't. It's just not me. I really like that page. I think it's turned out really well. So flipping through, and we'll do the next page. Okay. So this is another pack of papers, and this one is letters. So old letters. pretty, aren't they? Quite like those. I'm not sure if I'm going to use those or not. I haven't actually made any plans. I'm just kind of winging it here. So you'll have to bear with me. I often wing it. I find my best outcomes are usually when I've been winging it. But if I don't want to use those, I've got a couple of folders here that have got just backgrounds and parts of backgrounds in, so I'm sure I can find something out of these folders. Do you ever sometimes just have those days where you just want to just flick through magazines and find ephemera, and that's all you want to do? You just want to go through and just find little bits, little snippets. I have days like that sometimes. Go grab myself a cup of tea and sit down at the desk with some magazines and just go through and not search, just flick through them and think, oh, I could use that. Oh, I really like that image. Sometimes it's nice, isn't it? But I've built up quite a few folders, as you can see. I would keep going. I like that. That's nice. I've got some printouts in here as well. Book pages. Actually, book pages could be quite good. Maybe. Let's have a look in the next one. I'm back. Here we go. Next folder. Let's have a look. See what's in here. Okay. So I'm trying not to split it all out because it'll just go all over the floor and then I won't be able to find anything. I've got this writing paper which is actually really lovely. I love the shade of green. I could write on that. And the envelope, I could use the envelope to make a pocket, which always comes in handy. Yeah, I like that. Now we need something to put on the opposite page behind the envelope. I quite like that idea. These are just pages from an old book. Yeah, I quite like that. That looks quite good, and I could put one on that page. And yeah, that would make me a pocket. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, I like that. I pick up a lot of books from charity shops and things like that. Now another thing, I don't necessarily like straight edges, which is another reason why I don't like using a ruler. I love these rulers though. They give decal edges, so there is 2 rulers in a pack. I got them off Amazon. There's 2 rulers in a pack, and each side to the ruler has got a different pattern to the tooth. So in effect, you're getting 4 different serrations on your edges, and it just gives that decal edge torn look to the paper, and I really like that because it's quite vintagey, and a vintage is my thing. I don't really like sort of new and modern. Again, if you like new and modern, that's entirely your choice. It's just not my thing. I'm all about recycling, repurposing, reusing, and that's just me. So I'm going to take all this down and rip it to fit. Yeah, I like that. If you want to see what everybody else has been doing as part of the Flip Through Friday, there will be a hashtag in the description box for this video, and if you click on the hashtag, it will show you what everybody else has been doing for Flip Through Friday, and Gwen as well. And you could pop over to Gwen's channel if you haven't already subbed to her. So I'm going to take this distressed ink and I am going to just rub it along the edges just to give it that, again, a little bit more vintage look. And this colour is Vintage Photo, and it is my favourite ink pad, and I use it all the time. And I'm just going around the edges, can you see? Just gives it that little bit of, I don't know, just makes it look pretty, I suppose. And yeah, as I was saying, follow the hashtag and you'll get to see what everybody else has been flipping through. And pop across to Gwen and say hello to Gwen. She's absolutely lovely and will be very pleased to see you. And she does some amazing journal crafting. Makes lots of things, journals, ATCs. She does a lot of collabs with other people, so it's a great way to perhaps find a channel that you didn't even know existed. I know I've certainly made some new friends since I've been following the Flip Through Friday hashtag. You can flip through anything: magazines, books, catalogues, journals, colouring books, yeah, anything really. So we're going to ink up this page as well. I'm not worrying about if I get a little bit too much on the edge. That's fine, it just adds all more to the page, I think. I'm going to overlap them slightly, not for any particular reason, apart from I think it'll look good. Okay, so we'll stick those down and I'll be back shortly. So we're back. I've stuck those down and we're going to use this piece of stationery, which is really, really pretty on the back. It's a shame almost to cover it up. But we're going to stick it down and we are going to use it to write the backstory on for the chateau. Okay, and get the pen. This is just my favourite fountain pen. I love this fountain pen. And I will be back when I've wrote that down. You don't need to see me writing. See you in a minute. So there we are, all finished. What do you think? I like it. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Shall we move on to the next one? So the next one is my most recent acquisition. And this one is going to be called Dark Treasures. Intriguing, hey? No, I quite like that. Oh, no, I like that one. Oh, I like them both. But I'm thinking maybe that one would go with it more. And it would make the photo pop as well. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to have to be the black one, I think. So just checking my microphone was still working. I forgot to charge it. I hope it's got enough battery in it. Yeah, I like that. What should we put on the opposite page? Not sure. We could put another map on, but then we've already used a map, haven't we? You're probably shouting at the screen, telling me what to do. I like that though. I really like that. I think the map might be too much. Yeah. It's going to clash with the other page, and I really like the other page. So maybe not. Okay, but I could use maybe 1 second and I'll be back. Okay, so we're back and I found a page that I want to use. So get rid of that. And let's carry on. So I'm going to use this Pit pen, which is by Faber-Castell. I love these Pit pens, they're great. They've got Indian ink in them and they're really good for drawing. And what I'm going to do is, you see the picture there at the top. I'm just going to pick out a few of the lines, or maybe all of it, and just go over it with the Pit pen to give it a little bit of definition. Because I want it to pop out a little bit more, because the page opposite is quite sort of black and in your face. Do you see where I'm going? I'll be back in a minute. And here we are. So in the end, I went all the way around the houses with the Pit pen, and then decided to add a little bit of watercolour and a little bit of a road. And then with the bit at the bottom that I took off from that page, I've stuck it on the other page and added some watercolour and to make the flowers stand out. And I'm really, really happy with this page. And I've also added a moth cut out at the top to contrast in with the photograph of the house. And I really like this page. really, really, really like this page. What do you think? Let me know. So that's that one completed. And on to the next. Now I've got a great magazine page here. Don't you just love it? It's actually a magazine from a page from an art and craft magazine, and the houses have been crocheted and then attached to some fabric. So I'm just going to cut that down and I'll be back. So we've ripped down the edges and we are just sticking it down with some glue stick. Get it into that little gap there. It's quite a childlike picture, isn't it? I really like it. make sure that it's all stuck down. I would use my bone folder, but I don't seem to be able to find it, so that probably means either the cats have had it or somebody's borrowed it. And then I found this really nice Edith Holden image, and before anybody screams at me for using an Edith Holden book, I have 3. I've got one that is not in great condition and I use to make journal fodder, and one that I am currently sticking ephemera happy mail in, and one that I keep just to read. So I'm going to rip this page down and we're going to use it on the other side because Edith Holden makes everything look beautiful. There we go. I think I might just rip down into there though. Give it a little bit of a shape. You know what's coming up, don't you? Be back in a minute. Much better. Yeah, that is much better. Take that edge off. And we are good to go. Yeah. It's nice just playing, isn't it? Yeah, I like that. Okay. And that side, we won't waste it. We'll put it on the other side, which just gives it that little bit more cohesion. That's a big word for me on a Friday. So let's get this all stuck down. There we go. Get that glue stick on there, flip it over and put it in place. Yep. Take that corner off. And that little bit of there. Sorted. What do you think? And I'm actually going to write on that magazine page rather than add another piece of paper. So it'd be like skywriting. How cool is that? I'll nip off and do that, and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. Ta-da! What do you think? Hope you like it. I love it. Look at the little bunnies. Aren't they sweet? Could have a little bit of a bunny in there. I like this page too. I'm quite happy with what I've done today. I hope you've enjoyed it. So, as promised, here is the flip through for Friday flip through. Are you ready? Here we go. So we started with photographs of before and after. And then we've got the envelope pocket and of course the backstory. I sit comfortably. The chateau. Nestled deep in the English countryside, an abandoned chateau sat. Left over from the early 19th century, around 1884, it had once been a residential country home, and once again would be. The lord and lady of the county had found themselves wandering into the grounds one lazy Sunday afternoon, whilst out walking their dog. It was instant love. They looked past the broken interior and the flaking outside walls and could see the potential. All it needed was love and TLC, and maybe a large bank account. They just had to buy it, and after many months, that's what happened. Now work could begin on slowly and patiently restoring the house to its former palatial splendour in all its French decadent style. Once again, people's laughter and music would fill the hallways, and new memories fill the rooms. So let's move on to the next one, or we'll flip through to the next chapter. Now the next chapter is Dark Treasures. They say the fog on Falcombe Street doesn't cover the cobbles, it hides the sorry tales of many who have wandered down the grimy, dark Victorian street. The street has housed many questionable characters, many of whom you wouldn't want to meet down a dark, secluded alley. At the end of the street stands a shop. The name on the sign says Dark Treasures, and rumour has it you can find almost anything you want there, and a few things you don't. From magical mementos to questionable curios, wayward wizardry to curious cakes. Just don't ever accept the shopkeeper's invitation to rummage in the attic. Some have gone there before, and no trace of them has ever been seen since. Not even a single solitary hair. And now we flip through to the final page, and this is Hickory House. Someone had left a grandfather clock in the woods, right there, just in the middle by the stream. No one knew who left it or where it came from, but it had been there a while, and it didn't work. It had been there so long the big oak tree next to it had taken it as one of their own and started to grow around it and in it. Now there's something about big, solid grandfather clock that maybe you didn't know. It is the most perfect size for the little creatures that live in the woods to make into a nice, warm, snug home, safe and cosy. So that's what happened. Maybe if you are in the woods and you are very, very quiet, you may see them. And if you are really, really lucky, the little folk may even ask you in for tea. I do hope you enjoyed flipping through with me and sharing my new journal. Thanks for coming. Until next time, take care. Goodbye.